Nope. Same thing.
Well, you got to remember, Bobby, it's going to be
Uh,
delayed for you if you're watching YouTube.
There.
okay, it's not full screened. It's okay. No, it's only a small section in the upper left-hand corner of the. Okay, that's getting bigger.
Yeah, it's a delay. Why don't you go with what we got here? Yeah, you're coming in fine. Yeah, we struggle a little bit, but down the road it'll just smooth out more and more. We're just happy to be here, right? So there you go.
Here I am.
Looks like it's in Connecticut.
Here I am
They
in
can't hear
Connecticut.
you, Doug. They can't hear you, Doug. They can hear Carl, but not Doug.
How about me? Now can you hear me? Take a while for the delay. I don't know what's happened to this thing. Going crazy. There we go. Now we should be right.
Yeah, and I've been listening. I've been hearing you the whole time. So
Yeah, but you're hearing me on Zoom. That's just it.
right.
Yeah, good now.
Okay. You said good now, and I went to nothing. I went back to the. Let's see. Good now. Okay.
No, lost the picture.
It should be back now, Bob.
Okay.
See if I can get this bigger. All right. Well, anyway, we'll just go from here. I don't know what's wrong with OBS, but it doesn't seem to be working like it was in practice. Can everybody hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm good here.
All right. Well, all right. Let's see if we can get this started. Sure didn't go. It went a lot better last night in practice, didn't it, Carl?
Yeah, but no one will ever believe that. So
That's for sure. Well, it happens. So, anywho, I was curious about the weather up there. How's it doing up there? Did it snow much?
yeah, here in Northwest Ohio, we actually didn't get hit as hard as they thought we were going to. We got like maybe a couple inches last night, and then today we got maybe a couple more. That's the most. I know east of us, like in Cleveland, they got hammered pretty good. But no, we're doing okay up here. It's around 30 degrees, so it's not real freezing cold. It's not bad. It's
All right.
Toledo, so
All right. Well, that's good. How about you, Ron? Get any snow down there?
Oh, this morning it was 37 when I got up.
Oh,
and,
that's a little chilly. Yeah.
yeah, it's okay. And it's 50 now. And strangely, it was 52 in New York this morning. So I don't know how it's 37 in Jacksonville and 52 in New York. I don't know how that happens, but it did. So yeah, it was refreshing. It's all good. No problems.
All
No
right.
snow.
that jacket.
Well, I know how it is. It's this time of the year is just rough. Let's get this going because we're wasting time. Main reason we're here today, I guess, is for Ron. Your course on YouTube. Your channel name is Ron C. If you would tell us a little bit about how you got started, your experience, who was your inspiration, anything like that that you want to share about YouTube.
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there, happened to be bored one night and popping around YouTube, looking at different videos, and I came across this video of this guy sitting on the deck in his backyard, and he had this Atwater Kent Model 44 on the table, and he was showing it off, and it was a beautiful metal case with a gold logo on top, and he opened it up and he showed about how the insides, the work that he did. And I thought about it and said, hey, that's a pretty cool project. And I said, let me go look up one of those radios on eBay and see what it's worth. And found somebody selling one of them for $10 and said, you know what? I'm going to dive in and try it. So I started to follow this person, and you probably all know him as John from Arkansas, and Joe or None,
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
who has become one of my mentors. And I started to binge watch his videos and started to really learn about how to fix this stuff without getting killed.
That's always important.
It's always important, yeah. And I've been following him ever since. And he's off doing different things now. He's working on cars and jukeboxes and pinball machines. And so I've also started to watch most of you. I also learned from watching other YouTubers. So I think that's the great thing, is we all learn from each other.
Yeah.
And I've continued the hobby, and I too like to work on different types of things now, not just radios. So I work on guitar amps, and I work on radios, and I work on grandfather clocks, and all kinds of weird things that you can work on. So
Cool.
that's what I kind of do in the hobby. Just try to keep it interesting.
So what are you working on right now?
Right now, I'm working on an automobile radio from a 1966 Thunderbird. And that came from John from Arkansas's car.
Yeah.
He's doing a restore. If you know his channel, you should check him out, Joe or None. And the deal I have with him is he was going to send me the radio for me to restore. It's an AM/8 track. And the agreement we have is if I fix it, I'm going to sell it on eBay and donate all the money to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And it's in pretty bad shape. So I have a restore series going on that right now. We're just at about episode 5, I think, and we've made some really good progress. But the real work starts now with the restore.
A great cause there.
Yeah, and those things can go for $200-300, so that'd be a nice gift for St. Jude. So hoping we can get it working in healthy condition.
Yeah, it'd be great, really great. I flashed up a picture of that so everybody can see what we was talking about, St. Jude's.
Yep.
So that's good. Didn't work out like I wanted it to, but what else is new? So that's pretty interesting stuff, Ron. Bob, you've been kind of watching the chat there. Has anybody asked any questions or anything like that?
No questions yet, Doug.
Okay, well, we'll switch gears here and move on over to Carl, because I believe Carl's got some questions for Ron about his other interests.
Well, most of you know that Ron, besides working on radios as much as he does, he's also a professional musician, and I spent my life in music too, and it's very interesting. I kind of wanted to see some of the things that Ron's been into, and the first one I want to ask about, as we've seen on a lot of your videos, well, not a lot, we've seen on some of your videos, where you're on a cruise up on stage playing for all these people. And I'm thinking, now, how did Ron get there? I mean, we know that you've got a very good band, Hitting the Red, that you play a lot of places in Florida and that. But this cruise thing, got to ask you, Ron, okay?
Yeah, so we used to go on a lot of cruises. Now with COVID, I don't think we'll be going on any cruises anytime soon. But when we do go on a cruise, if there happens to be a live band, I generally can weasel my way onto stage with them, and you have to be really careful about that. You can't just go up there and tug on their shirt and say, "Can I play? Can I play?" Because they've got 3,000 drunks that want to do that too. So there's a little bit of an unspoken code amongst musicians, where they'll kind of understand that you're a player, and those folks are so bored from playing the same music week in and week out. They're on a ship for 6 months at a time, and they make very little money. And so when they've got someone that can come up and play and make it different, they love it. And when I go on a cruise, Linda, who's my much better half, films all this stuff on her iPhone, and sometimes the phone's straight, sometimes it's crooked, but it doesn't matter. She records these things, and I go up there and do my thing and keep the crowd going and have a little fun, and I enjoy it. For me, it's like karaoke, right? Sometimes I just sing, sometimes I play the bass and sing, but I get to do that at home too. So for me, it's just fun. I just enjoy it.
Now, I got to ask you, because you just now mentioned, and most people know that you play the bass, have seen you play the bass. Because I know you, I know that you played an instrument before the bass. Can you kind of dial us in on that and how it all got started?
Yeah, I'll keep it really brief here. So, I'm 12 years old. I'm living in New York. I'm walking to the candy store one day, and I'm walking past this house about 2 blocks from where I lived, and I hear this band playing in the background, and I stop and stand on the curb and kind of just listen because it sounded like good rock music. And a couple of heads popped out from around the backyard, and they said, "Hey, you want to come back and listen?" And I did. And it was 3 guys, an older one on drums, and 2 younger guys playing guitar and bass, a little bit older than me. And watched them and looked at the drums and said, "I'm going to play that one day." Fast forward, I became friends with these guys, and I used to go to their house all the time. Well, it turns out that their brother was a lefty drummer, and I'm righty. But the only drum set I got to play on was this lefty one when the brother was at work. So I learned how to play drums lefty, and to this day, I still play lefty. It's the only thing that I do lefty is play drums, but I'm righty. And I've been a drummer now for 40-something years. I lost track, 45 years maybe. And now I play bass, obviously. That's a transition I made about 10 years ago. But yeah, drums are still my passion. I can play drums and sing with no problem, doing 5 things at one time. It's really simple. I love
That's great. And the thing is, a lot of people, well, some people know, some don't, but the bass and the drum work together so much more than what people can even understand, because it's the foundation of a song. If you really want to have a good song, you kind of need them both. So, you're right there, right in the building of everything. Now, I wanted to ask you one thing that, I don't know, a lot of us who've been in bands and that, when we're picking new songs, different bands have different ways of doing it. So I was going to ask you, how do you guys pick the songs that you're going to play?
It's interesting, and I'm in 2 bands actually. So my band is Hitting the Red, which you mentioned. I'm also in another band called Down Pine. I'm just the bass player in that band. But my band, there's really 2 lead singers. So it's myself and the saxophone player. So we always try to find songs that have a saxophone in it. And generally what we do is, if we're going to have a rehearsal, like on Saturday, we send an email to each other on Tuesday or Wednesday and say, "Hey, what songs do you want to try?" And everybody throws a name in the hat, and everybody practices it at home, because that's where you're supposed to practice. And when we get to the practice, we try the 3 songs. We usually try to keep it at 3 because it's manageable. And 9 times out of 10, 2 of the 3 are going to be knocking it out of the park on the first take, right? Because everybody's ready, the vocals sound great, the music is tight, and we do this all the time. We'll put it in the set list on the following gig, which sometimes can be a few days later. And those are the best songs because you've learned them. You know that you can knock it out of the park. You're going to be a little more cautious when you play it the first time, and you're going to play it better because you're paying attention. And it gets you more excited, and people that have seen you play go, "Whoa!" Like we just did an AC/DC song. We've never done AC/DC in our life, but I'm singing Live Wire, right? And people look at me and go, "That's coming out of you," So it's fun. That's how we learn songs, though, is we just pick a few and try them, and if it doesn't work, we throw it out. That's it.
That's fantastic. I tell you what, Doug, what do you think? We ought to check this chat again and see if Bob's got any questions for us?
Yeah, what do you think, Bob?
Yeah, still no questions there.
Okay, well, that's no problem. Ron, you mentioned you had a wife, obviously. What about kids?
I have 3 kids in New York. My daughter's 35, my middle son is 33, and my youngest is 30. My youngest son is 30. Linda has 2 children, so we're kind of like the Brady Bunch here. So Linda has a son that's 30. What is he now? 32, and a daughter that's 29. So they're all really good kids. So really, really blessed to have some really great kids.
That's good. Yeah.
Linda has 2 grandchildren, and by default, I have 2 grandchildren. So they were just here for Thanksgiving and knocked the crap out of me, having some fun. But yeah, it's cool. It's really good. Actually, I had them up here playing drums and banjo, ukulele, and we had a little concert. They're little, these kids.
Yeah, right.
But we had a lot of fun.
That's good. That sounds excellent. I didn't realize you were quite that old. What about retirement plans?
2 years, man. 2 years, I'm going to go out and buy one of those Brown Easy chairs.
There you go. There you go.
Yep. And I'm going to get one of those Beaver Hunter bourbon hats. And I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to be retired. And I have plenty to do when I retire.
There you go.
I have loads of things to do. I have no problem keeping busy. I know a lot of guys I know don't want to retire because they have no hobbies.
Yeah.
I've got plenty. So I'm ready to go. 2 years is the plan.
That's great. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's good. I'm really liking it. Your information, everything's going out good. I think we're finally kind of squared away here. What about you, Carl? You have any other questions or anything?
No, I think we really covered it good. I'm, all that information. I bet you a lot of people out there had no idea when they watched Ron C. working on those radios.
Right.
That there was all that, behind him.
Right.
Well, we've heard a couple squawks behind him, haven't we, Doug?
Yeah. What about that bird, Ron? Was you still got that?
Yeah, I'll have to tell you about the bird. Those of you that watch my video know all about the bird. So basically, what if you see him right there? So basically, So basically, about 15 years ago, Linda went to the pet store to buy some stuff, and came home and said, "Oh, I saw this cute little bird, and it looks like just the one you see on the screen there." And I said, "Oh, that's nice." And as a gift for Valentine's Day, I decided I was going to buy it for the biggest mistake I ever made. It was like the worst $300 I ever spent because I've gotten my money's worth, and it's 15 years now. And unfortunately, it seems to know when I'm on a phone call or talking.
Yeah.
So whenever I light up my video camera to do a recording, it's in the background. You'll always hear me say, "If anybody wants a bird, it's free." And most recently, Linda said to me, "When I go, what are you going to do with the bird?" And I told her, "There's no problem there because it's going with me."
You go, it goes.
It goes. It's a package deal.
There you go. That's great.
And it's a bird that doesn't like men.
Well, that's not good.
It doesn't. It got out of the cage. One time it got out of the cage and it flew and it bit me on the face.
Oh my goodness.
And this was years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. I do not like the bird, as you can tell. However, it makes Linda happy.
Well, there you go. You got to think about that point.
Yeah, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, happy life, exactly.
That's right.
All right, well, this has been great. I really enjoyed this. This has really been nice. Anybody got any final thoughts, comments? Bob?
No, the only comment we have is that they like it. It's great to learn more about Ron C.
Oh, that's why we're doing this, and we're going to try this again, I think, Carl, right?
Oh, yeah. Hopefully, maybe by next week we can get another one out. And we can't give a perfect, time deal right now on that because,
Right.
You see, we're still working on this.
Right.
But we'd like to make this a regular thing. I think we can really have some fun with it.
Right, and those of you who don't get to see Bob much, Bob, you want to show us your face?
Hold on.
We'll put him on the spot.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is!
There
Yay! All right. Well, the reason I said I wanted to see Bob because we're going to do Bob here one of these days, and he may not know it yet, but Bob's got a lot of interesting stories too, I'm sure. Yeah. And so for our first one, this was great. Any closing thoughts, Carl?
I just want to say, hey, Ron, thanks a million.
Yeah, thanks.
This.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird being put on the spot like that.
Right.
And as always, super chances stepped right up and you really helped us out, and I just want to say thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Right.
It's a pleasure.
And Bob, thanks to you for all you do. Your help has been invaluable. Are we doing good time wise? How are we doing?
We're right at 27 minutes.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. Well, this has been a nice meeting of the minds, or whatever you want to call it.
First podcast.
Yeah, and we're gonna do this again. And next time, the guy over there is gonna be the one in charge. And hopefully he can get it right. We did this on a practice, and it went really good. And not really sure why I messed it up, but I got it messed up. So apologies for that, but it's our first time. So I want to thank everybody for joining us and who have joined us and everything like that, and I really appreciate it. And I'm getting hoarse. So, Carl, I'm gonna let you.
I gotta go as well.
I'm gonna let you close it out if you would, please.
Hmm?
Oh, I'm gonna let you close it out if you can. I've got.
Oh, okay. Well, hey everybody. We want to thank y'all so much. Those that had a chance to come on live, and later on when it's a video, I hope you really enjoyed. I'm sure you will. We've had a great time doing this, and we're really looking forward to come back and doing another one here real soon.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody. Everybody have a good day.
Take care, all.
We'll
Bye now.
see ya.